for District 33. Before I get started, I would like to acknowledge the people who, Patrick was very kind to mention my name. I did very little with regards to putting this together. The people who put this together, and I think they really need a round of applause, are Missy Funk. Missy, wave. Carrie Barber. Carrie, where are you? Carrie. Court Patrick also. And last but certainly not least, Steve Stukenberg, my longtime friend, an amazing educator, and in this case, he did yeoman's work making sure that everything was organized and gotten together. So everybody, big round of applause for the people who put this together today. Thank you. You know, this has been an amazing day, and the speakers, without exception, have been really, really good. But the one thing I hope that you guys are seeing in this theme that's running, besides labor and how much we need labor and labor needs us, is the fact that every single one of us has power. Individually, we all have power.
Be a director?
But the problem is that when we put our individual power up against the power of large corporations and the uber rich, our power is not as strong as it could be. That's why we have unions. That's why we have activist groups. That's why we have political parties, so that we can consolidate our power into a much stronger unit. And I think that if we've learned nothing else from Trump being elected and god-awful elected and sworn in January, was that when we gather together, we can move mountains. From the millions of people that marched the day after the inauguration all the way around the world to push back on what Trump represents, to all of the individual protests, the science protest and the other women's protests that went on across the country since then, and to all of the people that pushed back and pushed back hard on the Trump care bill that was trying to pass and defeated it. Make no mistake, people, it was us. Everybody who pushed back, all of us that gathered together, we together defeated that bill, and we will continue to do that. Give yourselves a round of applause on that. So I'm running because I believe that we don't have individual representation down in Springfield, at least not enough, especially in my district. My district has, although one of the Republican representatives, Steve Anderson, made a very courageous vote to vote for the budget, and he's losing his seat because of it. Yes, Steve definitely deserves a round of applause. There are two other people that are in my district. One of them is Alan Skillicorn, and he is a Tea Party Rauner Republican through and through. And the woman that I'm running against is a woman named Karen McConaughey, and she is also a Rauner Republican and has voted with him pretty much 100% of the time. But she went one little step further. She actually voted against the school funding bill that was just passed on a bipartisan way and signed by the governor. So she's saying to you and me and everybody, especially in my district, I am even farther right than Bruce Rauner. True. So that is why I'm running. I don't believe that the people in my district have adequate representation. I know that the Democrats hold majority in the House and a supermajority in the Senate, but when it comes to my district, the people that I live and work with every single day, we do not have adequate representation. So I'm running to be that representation. We all know that when we work together as a group, it terrifies big business and the uber wealthy, the rounders of the world, because that's a power that they cannot buy off. That's a power that they cannot run over with the money, and that's a power that when we channel it the right way and all work together is a force that they can never reckon with. So we need to get together, and we need to do this. We need to work together to, like Terry said, elect good, solid people to represent us in Springfield and in Washington. And what that means is that if you are not inclined right now to run on your own, and it's not hard, I mean, it's not easy, but it's not as hard as you think, especially when you have people working with you, okay? So if you're so inclined at all, reach out to me, reach out to anybody who helped organize here, Missy and Carrie and Steve and Christina Zahorik, reach out to her, or anybody else you know that is either in the party or has run or is thinking of running, and they will connect you with the people who will help you. If you're not so inclined to run at this point, then find somebody that you can get behind and support and back them. Walk doors for them. If you can afford to make a contribution, because as we all know, Rauner's got a ton of money and he's going to use it to try to fill the House and the Senate with people that are like Karen McConaughey and who are really, really far right and will do what he wants them to do. If you can only give a couple hours, that's fine. If you can give a couple of days, that's even better. Anything you can do to help will make a difference. I was a person that ran before. I know that this is something that will definitely make a difference. So, again, thank you all for coming today. I am a proud union supporter. I have never been a member of a union, but I grew up in a union household. My mom's a teacher, retired teacher. I know what it means to be in a union. I know what it means to pull power of individuals together, to work as one and become more powerful, to accomplish things that we need to get done for us. Obviously, we are fighting for our very economic and sometimes actual lives now. So the only way we're going to be able to do this is to get together and work together. Thank you so much.
We won't mark yet. I'm gonna want this one.